Good evening. I'd like to call the village board meeting for the Village of Cary for Tuesday, September 6th to order with roll call, please.
McAlpine?
Here.
Weinhammer?
Here.
Walrath?
Here.
Cavelli?
Here.
Collier?
Here.
Dudek?
Here.
Thank you. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I need the sign sheet. I normally send Brian. I saw somebody linger. Thank you. Now we'll move to the open forum where the public is invited to make an issue-oriented comment on any matter of public concern not otherwise on the agenda. I have Christy Wagner.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Christy Wagner, 539 Krenz Avenue. I live here in Cary since 1986. My comments are brief, but I wanted to let you know, especially that I noticed that officers were going to be recognized for their service tonight. I felt this was an appropriate time to make this comment. And so on Sunday evening, September 4th, my husband, my son, and his family from out of town and our neighbors went to Maplewood School, where my son and daughter had attended kindergarten through 5th grade to enjoy the playground. There were other visitors there also playing baseball. At approximately 6:30 or so, we heard the sound of breaking glass coming from the east side of the school. Several of us walked over to that area of the school from the play equipment, and indeed another window had just been broken. No one was in sight, nor did we hear a car speed away. I made a call to the non-emergency department of the Cary Police Department, and a squad appeared a few minutes later. Officer Lorenz identified himself and asked me a few questions regarding the incident. He told me that sadly the Cary Police Department receives frequent calls about these acts of vandalism. Perhaps District 26 needs to be more proactive and board up the remaining windows instead of letting this kind of vandalism become increasingly a neighborhood eyesore and a danger, and I plan to make my comments to the district as well. But what happened next, though, is really why I'm standing here tonight. Officer Lorenz greeted all 5 children there with us that night with an invitation to learn more about his squad car and police work. He answered all of their questions, and while reviewing all of the equipment that he wears, he emphasized how if they're ever in a situation where a friend shows them a gun, never to touch it or handle it. He was engaging and approachable and used this negative situation and turned it into a very positive teaching experience. This is the kind of community policing that is so effective and appreciated. My family wanted to acknowledge his efforts and publicly thank him for taking the time to make an impression on 5 young lives. We are grateful we live in the Cary community, and this is really just one example of why. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. They're greatly appreciated. Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to address the village board? Okay, moving forward, I have a few things on my agenda, a couple employee recognitions and some proclamations. So I'm going to go ahead and start with our employee recognitions. We have 2 officers that have been with the police department for 1 year. Alec, when you want to meet me up front here, please? I knew him when he was this big. Literally this big, and now he's this big, and this big. But it's a pleasure. It just seems like it was like a couple of weeks ago that we swore you in at that old one. So now you're being recognized at our new building. I'm very proud that you're part of our police department. We are all very proud of our police department. As duly noted, we try to go above and beyond, and I think that you're going to be that new era of policemen that are going to really help us get to that next level, because you've got some great role models behind you turn it over to the chief, I'm sure he's got some comments for you, and I've got just a little token of our appreciation. This is your 1-year pin from the village.
Yeah, just a couple of things. Remind you that Alec is a Cary Grove alumni, and he attended Valparaiso University. And right now, you're assigned to afternoon shift, right? Yeah, you've been assigned to afternoon shift. So he's doing very well. He still has another year of probation, so he's working on it.
Thank you. The youth that we have in our is just staggering. I did not know this man when he was this big. But Travis, thank you very much for all you do for us. We're thankful that you made it through our first year with the police department, and we have a small token of our appreciation for you. It's our 1-year pin. So thank you very much.
Just to remind the board that Travis is a U.S. Air Force veteran, and prior to becoming a Cary police officer, he was a security officer at Fermilab. And again, he unfortunately is on midnights right now, so
Get some sleep.
that's it.
Thank you. In a token of teamwork, I've asked a couple trustees to help me with the proclamations tonight. We have a proclamation for the Chamber of Commerce week of the 12th through the 16th, and Trustee McAlpine's going to take that one.
Whereas the Cary Grove Area Chamber of Commerce works with the business, merchants, and industry to advance the civic, economic, industrial, professional, and cultural life of the Village of Cary, and whereas this year marks the 103rd anniversary of the founding of the Illinois Chamber of Commerce, the state's leading broad-based business organization, and whereas the Chamber of Commerce and its members provide citizens with a strong business environment that increases employment, the retail trade and commerce, and industrial growth in order to make the Village of Cary a better place to live, and whereas the Chamber of Commerce encourages the growth of existing industries, services, and commercial firms, and encourages new firms and individuals to locate in the Village of Cary. Now, therefore, he, Mark Kaunick, the mayor of the Village of Cary, does hereby proclaim September 12th through the 16th, 2022, as Chamber of Commerce Week in the Village of Cary, and call its significance to the citizens of the Village of Cary, dated this 6th day of September 2022.
Thank you, Trustee McAlpine. Trustee Walworth is going to read our Proclamation Week 2022, or our Constitution Week 2022.
Whereas September 17th, 2022 marks the 235th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to officially recognize this magnificent document and the anniversary of its creation, and whereas it is fitting and proper to officially recognize the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 16th to 22nd as Constitution Week. Now therefore, on behalf of Mark Kaunick, Mayor of the Village of Cary, do hereby proclaim September 16th to 22nd, 2022 to be Constitution Week in the Village of Cary, and encourage all citizens to reflect on the importance of active citizenship, recognize the enduring strength of our Constitution, and reaffirm our commitment to the rights and obligations of the citizenship of this great nation, dated the 6th day of September, 2022.
Thank you, Trustee Walworth. Any trustee reports? None that I'm aware of. Moving forward, I will entertain a motion to approve consent agenda items A through G as detailed in our village website and is noted on our at the village board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
A roll call, please.
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Cavelli,
Yes.
Dudek,
Yes.
Walrath,
Yes.
McAlpine,
Yes.
Collier.
Yes.
Wow, these short meetings now. Thank you very much. Administrator's report.
Mayor, Village Board, good evening. Just wanted to update the board on an awareness item here. The developer of the, future project here at 441 West Main Street, the former Senior Center building, is going to be hosting an open house tomorrow from 6 to 7 p.m. So any interested residents are able to come out and see what the plans are that the developer has for that site. That's all I had.
Thank you. Department head reports. Chief Finland,
Nothing to report.
Director Morimoto.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple quick updates. As you may be aware, the north commuter lots in downtown Cary the work is underway to repave the north lots north of West Main Street. So we appreciate everyone's patience in using the south lots while that work is continuing. The paving should be resuming while the pavement removal is wrapping up the next couple days, and work should be finishing within the next week or so. And also another project, a utility project, will be starting in downtown. There will be some fiber optic work that will be installed beneath West Main Street from High Road over to Spring Street, and then under the railroad tracks and across the street on the other side of Route 14. That work is targeting to begin on Thursday, and that's dependent upon the Julia locates being cleared and some final coordination with the village. But that work should be relatively should not disrupt traffic too much. It's mostly directional drilling, but we will be coordinating with the contractor, and they've notified all the businesses as well.
Thank you very much, Director Morimoto. Are there any future agenda items in discussion by the village board?
Mayor,
Trustee Dudek?
yeah, I've been thinking about this for a little while, given the kind of chaotic stock market that we've had this year. I was wondering if it might be beneficial to have our pension actuaries kind of give us almost a little bit of a mid-year, we're past mid-year, but sort of a mid-year review of where we stand relative to the expected performance. Because obviously the amount we put into it is based on expectations of performance, and I'm not so sure that we're probably meeting that performance year to date.
I think we normally do that in like November, don't we?
We actually just scheduled our actuary to be at the October 4th meeting.
Soon enough?
Yeah.
We're on
So-
that.
Nothing's gonna happen in a month,
Yeah.
I don't think.
Oh, you know, stranger things have happened.
Performance in the plan was relatively good at what they're going to report, but next year it's going to be a different conversation, I would imagine, so.
Thank you.
It's all with the budget cycle.
Yep.
Yikes. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There are no opposed. We are adjourned at 6:13.